suspects arrested this morning in the local murder trial of the People versus Brian Cohee Jr. Rob Hagan stands by live at the Mesa County Justice Center with the latest details. Rob, what can you tell us?
That's right, Mike. The defense has rested. Closing arguments began, but that was after the psychologists' battle of different diagnoses. Last week, forensic psychologist Dr. Laura Serrano-Amerigo, who works not guilty by reason of insanity cases, testified about her face-to-face sanity evaluation with Cohee back in May 2022. She told prosecutors Cohee does not meet the legal standard of insanity at the time of the murder. Then the defense called licensed psychologist Dr. Paul Sprague to the stand for a second opinion. The clinical psychologist with more than 3 decades of experience diagnosed Cohee with major depressive disorder with psychotic features and says Cohee was not legally sane at the time of the murder. Sprague says a combination of Cohee's increasing stress, lack of medication controlling unwanted thoughts, lack of support services, isolation from the pandemic, family conflict, and losing the beloved family dog in February 2021 created the psychosis for Cohee, making the murder of Warren Barnes inevitable. The prosecution challenged Dr. Sprague's testimony by pointing out Cohee was dressed to kill the night of the murder, took and then deleted photos of the murder scene, and deleted a calendar entry on his phone titled First. Dr. Sprague was dismissed. The defense rested, and then the prosecution called Dr. B. Thomas Gray to follow up where Dr. Serrano left off. Dr. Gray is the director of training for forensic psychologists since the program started in 2006 and worked on Cohee's sanity assessment with Dr. Serrano. The board-certified forensic psychologist, one of 365 in the country, told prosecutors Cohee's diagnoses don't matter. The point is, Cohee clearly indicated at the time of the murder through the evidence he was quite capable of telling right from wrong. He reminds the defense the purpose of the court-ordered sanity evaluation is to find out if Cohee possesses functional capabilities to commit the murder, even with mental disorders. The trial now moves on to closing arguments. And closing arguments are completed. Now, the prosecution went first, and they say Cohee was planning the murder, preparing for the murder, and tried to hide the evidence after the murder, and the only victim in this case is Warren Barnes. The defense said that the perfect storm in Cohee's mind came crashing out into the world, and Barnes bore the brunt of that storm. Closing arguments have completed, and now Cohee's fate is in the hands of the jury. First on the Western Slope and live outside the Mesa County Justice Center, once again, I'm Rob Hagan with KREX 5 News. Mike?
Thank you, Rob.